I wasted money on a pistol recently, and the worst part wasn't the gun. It was me at the counter acting like I made a smart move while my card did that little pause. Receipt spits out, number looks stupid, and I still nod like I'm proud. Guy behind me leans in, loud. "You really paid that?" Clerk grins like he just watched a slow wreck. I walk out with the box tucked under my arm like it's a trophy, and the drive home turns into math I hate doing. Mags, holster, dot, ammo, because I already feel trapped. I own it now. Trading it means I eat the loss. Keeping it means I keep lying to myself. First range trip, it runs, kind of. No big malfunction to blame, just little problems that stack up until it hits me. I didn't buy a tool, I bought a chore. So, worth buying has a filter. 5 pistols clear it in 2026. Everything else sits in the cool idea, expensive mistake pile. This CZ Shadow 2 Compact showed up because I got sick of my own upgrade bullshit. Earlier this year, I stared at 2 compacts in my safe that were supposed to be done. Neither was done. One had a trigger kit. One had different grips. Both still felt off. And every time I tried to sell one, I ate the loss and called it tuition. That word starts sounding real cute when it's your money. Slow weekday, quieter shop. I wasn't even hunting. I asked to see the CZ Shadow 2 Compact because I kept hearing the name like it was a damn dare. The guy behind the counter didn't pitch it, just handed it over like I was late. First thing that hit me, my brain didn't start the mod list. No swap this, no fix that. No little shopping cart forming in my head. Nothing. That silence annoyed me. Next morning, cold range, empty lanes. First mags weren't dramatic. They were clean, consistent. The kind of shooting where your hands stop negotiating and you just run the drill. Halfway through, I stopped testing it and started trusting it. And that pissed me off because this was the feel I'd been trying to buy with parts and time after I already lit money on fire. Only problem, the weight doesn't show up in your hand. It shows up hours later on your belt. Some guns don't cost more up front. They make you pay later. Who's got the newest carry flex? That's what the guy on the line said while everybody laid out their 2026 receipts like trophies. Dots, comps, limited runs, dudes acting like price tags doubled as skill. Timer goes off, and the flex guns start doing flex gun things. Dot flickers, plate screws walk. Somebody's slide doesn't go fully home, and he does that fake laugh like it's nothing. It isn't nothing. You can feel the room tighten up because nobody wants to be the guy who pays stupid money to get embarrassed. Then my turn gets ugly. Not a dramatic jam. Worse. That little hesitation. The gun runs. But my trust doesn't. I start steering shots because my brain's already arguing with the next press. Instructor digs in his bag and drops a Beretta PX4 Storm on the bench like he's insulting me on purpose. Old, chunky, weird. I almost push it back. I run the drill with it anyway, and the gun stays boring. My grip gets sloppy, my pace gets greedy, and it still tracks back in like it doesn't care. The timer stops yelling at me. The targets stop laughing. Afterward, I'm standing there, annoyed because the cheapest looking pistol on the table acted the most grown up. What came after that was thin and modern, and it put me on the spot in front of everybody. Ammo got stupid in 2026, so I stopped being precious. One afternoon, I dumped what I'd left on the bench. 3 half-crushed boxes, mixed head stamps, a couple carry rounds I didn't want to burn, And that cheap stuff I only bought because it was there. I loaded the IWI Masada Slim and didn't prep anything. No fresh lube, no cute ammo selection, just life. I carried it dirty longer than I should have. Sweat under the belt clip. Lint where it didn't belong. The kind of normal neglect that makes people find out their perfect pistol only ran when they treated it like a museum piece. And the Masada Slim stayed boring. That's what worth buying means in 2026. No second bill after the first one. It didn't demand a second purchase after the purchase. It didn't turn into a project. It didn't make me start scrolling at night trying to solve some little annoyance with money. So here's my question. Answer it honestly. If I dump your carry ammo on a table right now and it's a mixed, ugly pile, do you still trust what's on your belt? Or do you start making excuses before the first round even goes in? Only knock on the Masada Slim. Mags and holsters don't sit everywhere like the mainstream stuff. That still nags me. But the gun itself, it kept showing up. Solvent stink. Rag black. Glock 19, a part on the bench. Mid-January. Garage door half open. I cleaned it because it was the one gun I trusted when I didn't feel like thinking. Jonah walked in with his phone out, already decided. Holiday rush was over. Prices calmed down, and he was ready to buy. I don't want to overthink it. I just want it done. I kept wiping carbon and slid my Springfield Echelon 4.0C over. Before you swipe your card, carry this for a week. He didn't touch it. I'm not doing a science project. I'm buying the safe answer. That's exactly why you carry it. He finally grabbed it, still smirking like I was being dramatic. By the weekend, he called. Not about groups, about planning. With the gun he almost bought, he'd already budgeted upgrades like taxes, plate, grip tweaks, little parts. With the Echelon, he wasn't pricing fixes, and that bothered him. He wasn't choosing a pistol, he was choosing a project. One thing still kept me cautious. The mag release sat proud. Seatbelt pressure in the truck nudged the mag just enough to wake me up. Dangerous. Jonah bought it anyway. After that, my hand went back to the Glock 19 because it never asked permission to be trusted when everything else started feeling complicated and expensive. But the next gun isn't about 19. 3 years with the Smith & Wesson M&P9 Compact since it hit shelves. It never coughed, and at some point that stopped feeling like a compliment and started feeling like bias. Like I was married to my own sample size. Last month, I drove out of Austin and pulled into a pawn shop off the highway just to stretch my legs. In the case sat the same exact M&P9 Compact, used, scuffed, with a tag that basically said somebody quit on it. I bought it on impulse for one reason. I wanted my gun to lose its halo. I didn't baby it. I carried that pawn shop copy for a week. Same belt, same lazy mornings, same sweat and lint, same rushed doors and seat belts. I loaded it with whatever was already in the bag, and I waited for the first little lie that would let me go chasing the new hot thing again. Nothing. Not a magic moment. Just the same boring behavior my own gun had been giving me for years. That's why it's number one, and people buy this pistol and then they stop shopping. Not because it's sexy, because it refuses to give you a reason. And I still caught myself wondering if the first failure hit around the corner. I kept it loaded, waiting for it to disappoint me finally. Last year, around this month, my phone lit up with one of those texts that makes you spend money, even when you don't feel like it. P365-Fuse Comp is back. Only 2 left. I stared at it and did the whole tough guy routine. I didn't need another slim carry gun. I already had options. I typed nah and deleted it twice. Then I did what always happens. I went out with my usual carry, ran a quick practice block after work, and I got that same little reminder. The gun was carryable, yeah. But it was also the kind of carryable that made me shoot less. Shorter sessions, more good enough, more excuses. That's how you get worse without noticing. That night, the text was still sitting there like a bill. So I grabbed the Sig P365-Fuse Comp. Not because it was cool, because I didn't want to be the idiot paying more later, or hunting for it when everyone else decided they needed a comp too. It carried like a slim gun, but stopped beating me up like one. I put more rounds down range without feeling wrung out, and it stayed in the rotation after the first week. No honeymoon speech, just it stayed. Well, comps get filthy fast. Carbon and lint stack up right where you don't want to babysit anything. I kept checking it more than I liked, but the buying pressure was real. And for once, it didn't turn into regret. That's not a roundup, that's a judgment. These are the only 5 that stayed boring when it mattered, and didn't turn my wallet into a regret story. The overpriced legends still lose in real life. Not because they're junk, because they turn into work. They print, they fidget, they demand parts, they nag you in the back of your head. That's not worth buying. That's paying for doubt. Now say it straight. What pistol looked smart at the counter, then turned stupid after you lived with it? And that bonus gun? People chase it for the same reason every time. That reason still bothers me. I'm Steve. If this list pisses you off, good. Keep that energy when you spend.